Hey folks, it's Michael LaFido from Jameson, Sotheby's International Realty. In this week's video, we're going to be talking about radon, the second leading cause of cancer. But before we do that, just a reminder, if you know someone thinking of buying or selling a home, maybe they just want a second opinion, perhaps their house has been on the market with no offers and they're sick and tired of being sick and tired, keep us in mind. With that being said, let's get into this week's lesson talking about radon. It's the second leading cause of cancer. It's a clear, odorless gas. So when I first got my real estate license in 2000, they never taught us anything about radon. So I'd say in the last 10 to 12 years, it's really become a well-known topic, especially in Illinois. In different parts of the country, radon is really high. In other parts, it's non-existent. But in Illinois, I'd say about half the homes in this area in the Chicagoland area have elevated radon levels. Elevated radon is considered a level of 4.0 and above. How do you find out if you have high radon? Well, the first thing you can do is go to Home Depot and buy a test kit yourself, but for a more accurate result, I'd recommend you bring in a company. It's usually around $150 or so. But again, I think you owe it to yourself and your family to get a radon test done. When I bought my house in 2004, I didn't get a test done because it wasn't really popular. But a couple years ago, I did get a test done when we were thinking of having kids. So again, I'd recommend you test your home for radon levels. Again, Illinois' got a high elevated radon level across the state. Your neighbor could have low radon levels, and you could have high elevated radon levels. And so again, it's in the ground, it's clear, it's odorless, you can't smell it. And again, there's some things you can do to lower your radon levels. Unfortunately, radon sometimes is a deal killer. I was recently, 2 weeks ago, selling a $1.75 million home, and represented the seller, and the buyer had a radon test done, and the levels weren't too high, but they were higher than the 4.0. They came in at 5.5, and the buyer walked because his wife's works at a hospital, and she had heard all these horror stories. But again, I've had elevated radon levels on some of my properties of 30 or 40. You bring in a mitigation system for $1,500. Basically, it's like a whole house vac system, and they push the air out through kind of a guttering system, and for about $1,500, they guarantee it to be under 4.0. So there's a lot of things you can do to lower the radon levels if you do have it. But in conclusion, I'd recommend you get a radon test done, definitely when you buy a home. But if you're living in a home and you've never had a test done, it's good to periodically do it. Again, the second leading cause of cancer, clear and odorless. Michael LaFido from Jameson, Sotheby's. As always, if you know someone that's thinking of buying or selling a home, keep us in mind, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care.